Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next episode of Vinny's Take My Super Bowl Prep. Tonight it's Friday, January 24th, 2020. We are just 9 days away from Super Bowl 54, and with that, we're going to talk a little bit about the history. Sorry, the whole thing froze. We're going to talk a little bit about the history of both the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs. Tonight, we're going to look at two games in particular. San Francisco's second trip to the Super Bowl, Super Bowl XIX, and the Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers from 1985. I don't know why my shirt's all pushed. Nice little American flag, though. Yay. God bless America. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about Super Bowl XIX. I'm not even prepped for. I went live too early. Super Bowl XIX was played on Sunday, January 20th, 1985 in Palo Alto, California from Stanford Stadium. So far, the closest we've ever come to having a home team in their own stadium, as Palo Alto is part of the Bay Area and very close to San Francisco itself. The 49ers came in the game at 17-1, coached by Bill Walsh, against the high-flying Miami Dolphins led by Dan Marino in his second season, throwing for over 5,000 yards. They were 16-2. Game time was 6 p.m., and let's get to your scoring by quarters. In the first quarter, Von Shaman kicked a 37-yard field goal to give the Dolphins a 3-0 lead. Then Carl Monroe caught a 33-yard pass from Joe Montana. Ray Wersching hit the extra point, and the 49ers led 7-3. Dan Johnson came back with a 2-yard reception from Dan Marino. Von Shaman, Von Shaman? Von Shaman? If you know if it's Uwe or you, just let me know. Kicked the extra point, and the Dolphins took a 10-7 lead at the end of one. In the second quarter, Roger Craig caught an 8-yard pass and high-stepped into the end zone from Joe Montana. Ray Wersching hit the extra point, and the 49ers led 14-10. Then Joe Montana scrambled from 6 yards out and scored. Ray Wersching hit the extra point, and the 49ers led 21-10. Roger Craig then ran it in from 2 yards out, and Ray Wersching hit the extra point to give the 49ers an unprecedented 21-point second quarter and take a 28-10 lead. Von Shaman then hit a 31-yard field goal to cut the 49er lead to 28-13. And then Von Shaman hit a 30-yard field goal, and the 49ers led 28-16 at the half. In the third quarter, Ray Wersching hit a 27-yard field goal to extend the 49er lead to 31-16, and then Roger Craig got a 16-yard pass from Joe Montana, and that would be your final score. Well, Ray Wersching's extra point would be your final score, 38-16. At kickoff, the temperature was 45 degrees with wind gusts up to 8 miles an hour, and the 49ers were favored by 3 with an over-under of 53.5. It did go over, obviously with 54 points being scored, just barely over. Your leaders for the game, your passing leader, Joe Montana was 24 of 35 for 331 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was sacked 1 time for 5 yards. Your leading rusher for the game, with 13 carries for 65 yards, Wendell Tyler. Your leading receiver for the game was Miami's Tony Nathan with 10 receptions for 83 yards. And the 49ers get their Super Bowl record up to 2-0. And let's see, there were any interceptions. Yes, Carlton Williamson of the 49ers and Eric Wright of the 49ers each had interceptions off Marino. I didn't realize I didn't read Marino's stats, that's why. So the 49ers get to 2-0, take the lead over the Bengals. And next up, we get to 1985, where the Chiefs battle the 49ers. Let's see, on November 17th, 1985, it is week number 11 in the NFL. The Chiefs come in the game at 3-7, while the 49ers come in at 5-5. Sunday, November 17th, 1985, with a 4 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff from Candlestick Park in San Francisco, California. Let's get to the scoring summary. In the first quarter, Ray Wersching hits a 41-yard field goal to give the 49ers a 3-0 lead. Then Nick Lowry hits a 46-yard field goal to tie the game at 3 after 1. In the second quarter, Roger Craig runs the ball in from 1 yard out. Ray Wersching hits the extra point, and the 49ers take a 10-3 lead. Joe Montana then runs it in from 1 yard out. Ray Wersching hits the extra point, and the 49ers lead 17-3. That is your halftime score. In the third quarter, Dwight Clark catches a 22-yard pass from Joe Montana. Ray Wersching hits the extra point, and the 49ers lead 24-3. Then in the fourth quarter, Russ Francis catches an 8-yard pass from Joe Montana. Ray Wersching hits the extra point, and the 49ers lead 31-3. That would be your final, and they take a 3-1 series lead This game was played with a kickoff temperature of 51 degrees, 18-mile-an-hour wind. The 49ers were favored by 13, and the over-under was 42.5. Obviously, it went under, as there were only 34 points scored. Your leaders for the game, passing leader was Joe Montana, 23 of 34, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Your leading rusher for the game is Wendell Tyler of the 49ers, 16 carries, 111 yards. And your leading receiver, let's see, 77, Dwight Clark, 3 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. On defense, there were no interceptions for either team, and both teams. Yeah, there's nothing listed for the Chiefs. No fumble recoveries, none of that. So the 49ers win. They get to 6-5. The Chiefs drop to 3-8. So tomorrow, if you continue to watch this, we will be going over. Hold on, I gotta let it load. My laptop's a little slow, and many things are running. You know, it's hard sometimes being a busy man. While I'm waiting for the page to load, let me talk about Eli Manning's retirement today. Oh, it's loaded. Well, first of all, back to Eli Manning. You couldn't ask for more of a class act from a quarterback. I know as a Buffalo Bills fan, I would have loved to have him or a guy like him under center. So many times I saw Giants fans complain about him or want him gone, and now that he is gone, there's nothing but kind words to say about him, and he deserves it because it's true. But sometimes I've always said, nobody hates their team more, or nobody hates something more than the people who are fans of it, whether it be your quarterback, your football team, your baseball team, your favorite movie series, Star Wars, whatever. Nobody hates it more than fans of it. And sometimes when the guy is there playing, he takes more abuse than he deserves. And that is definitely the case with Eli Manning. And I wish him luck in his retirement. And the Giants have announced they're going to retire number 10. I would kind of hope that they try to include Van Pelt in that retirement, because he was definitely a part of that number. But I'm not a New York Giants fan. My wife is. That's what this flag is about. But anyway, thanks for joining us. Tomorrow's all about the 49ers. The 49ers and Chiefs did not meet again in the rest of the 80s. The Chiefs had to play a 5th place schedule in 1988, the next time they ever met. So tomorrow is all about the 49ers and their next 2 Super Bowl appearances, Super Bowls 23 and 24. So thanks for joining us. Until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent, and God bless America.